Hello, I'm BMillzebub and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the scapular, and for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's this little woolen thing right here that goes around your neck, like so. Just not to be confused with the scapula, it's your shoulder blade, but that actually is where it gets its name. Now, for anyone who's curious, I only keep this one because of sentimental value. It belonged to my grandmother, and she died when I was still fairly young. So let's open this up by talking about what I was taught about it when I was still a practicing Catholic. What I was taught about it is that it's made out of wool, at least most of the time. And the idea behind that is that it's uncomfortable and reminds you to live in a good Christian way, I guess. But the big reason that I wore it is if I were to die while wearing it, I wouldn't go to hell. Because at the ripe old age of 15 to 20 years old and being in good health at the time, death was obviously at my doorstep and a constant worry. But this is a good example of how deep the indoctrination went. On days I remember to put it back on after I got out of the shower, I lived without fear. I was one of those Christians that had the attitude of, I've got some sinning to do. Thank you, Jim Gaffigan, by the way, for that one. I certainly didn't behave like a good Christian would be imagined to, but my experience with Christians tells me that I behaved like a pretty typical Christian. And on days I forgot to put it back on, I lived the day in fear until I got home from school and could finally put it back on. But until then, I couldn't concentrate in class. I was a nervous wreck. It's not an indicator of something that instills a healthy mindset, if you ask me. But this video is supposed to explain what a scapular is, not shit on the concept of it. Although that part is pretty fun. So as I mentioned a moment ago, the scapular gets its name from the scapula, which is your shoulder blade. More specifically from the Latin word scapulae. And it comes in two types, monastic and devotional, although both can be more simply referred to as scapular. The monastic scapular is quite large and generally reaches from the shoulder blades to the knees, while the devotional scapular is quite a bit smaller, kind of like the one I showed you at the beginning of the video. And obviously, because these items give the wearer certain benefits, there are rules. The first bit is kind of weird, and I'll probably muddle it by putting it into my words, so I'll just read directly from the wiki page linked below. A scapular associated with a confraternity must be invested by an ordained representative of that group. The scapular associated with a mystery or devotion may simply be blessed by a priest and given to the wearer. To receive the benefits or indulgences granted, the scapular generally must be worn constantly. It may be placed aside for a time, but during that period, the wearer does not receive the scapular's benefits. A wearer cannot confer benefits on a scapular already equipped. Should the wearer take up the wearing of it again, the benefits are again conferred. And for devotional scapulars, the bands pretty much have to stay intact. But if one does break, the magic spell pretty much just stops working. And for anyone who's curious, I wore a scapular of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, the brown one. This is the one wearers often get accused of being superstitious about it, which I did. But I think that'll do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, linked below to keep up with all my comings and goings. and click the link to join my Discord server where you'll have the opportunity to talk to me. Take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.